It sounds crazy, but XRP once skyrocketed 650% with 0 new crypto laws in place. And if you think we need a government green light for the next big rally, my story today might make you question that assumption, remembering the 650% XRP rally. I want to take you back to late 2024. At that time, I was an XRP holder stuck in the same rut as many others. XRP was hovering around 50 cents, regulators were hostile or at best confused, and everyone kept saying, nothing big will happen for XRP until we get clear regulations. Honestly, I started to believe it too. It felt like we were all waiting for some magic law to open the floodgates. Then, November 2024 rolled around, and something unexpected happened. Donald Trump won the United States presidential election, and suddenly, XRP's price went berserk. I'm talking an explosive rally. In that single month of November, XRP shot up by about 283%, blowing past $1 like it was nothing and just kept climbing. By mid-January 2025, XRP had hit roughly $3.40. Think about that. From 50 cents to $3.40 in the span of a couple of months. That's nearly a 580% increase, and it happened while the previous administration, which wasn't exactly crypto-friendly, was still in power. No new laws, no regulatory clarity, just pure market momentum. The rally didn't even stop there. After a bit of a breather in the spring, XRP continued its climb and peaked around $3.66 in July 2025, marking roughly a 650% gain from that 50-cent base. And through all of this, the regulatory landscape hadn't really changed at all. The Clarity Act, that big proposed law, House Resolution 3633, meant to finally define what's a security and what's a commodity in crypto, still wasn't law. In fact, as of today in December 2025, it's only passed the House and now sits with the Senate Banking Committee, nowhere near fully passed. So let's recap. XRP delivered a 6.5 times return in under a year without the so-called regulatory green light everyone said was necessary. When I realized this, it kind of blew my mind. It's like discovering the secret ending of a movie after you've left the theater. I almost missed it because I was so fixated on waiting for that regulatory happy ending that hadn't arrived. And I wasn't alone. In the XRP community, there's been this pervasive belief that nothing significant will happen until the Clarity Act becomes law. I saw one person on X, formerly Twitter, even claim that ETF approvals won't move XRP's price. They insisted trading would stay flat until Congress acts. In our own Discord community, yes, we have a free educational Discord, link in the description if you want to join the discussion, people were echoing similar sentiments. A lot of frustration, a lot of wake me up when the regulations are here vibes. I get it, trust me. Waiting can be exhausting. But seeing that massive 650% rally from last year was my wake-up call. It challenged the whole narrative. I started digging. Why did XRP explode then, of all times? What was driving it if not new laws or clear rules? Clarity Act versus market reality. One big clue is something traders love to say. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Sometimes just the rumor or expectation of a positive development, it can send prices soaring long before the actual event happens. In late 2024, Trump's election victory was seen by many as a sign that a more crypto-friendly era might be coming. That was the rumor, the hope, even though no policies changed overnight. Investors didn't wait for concrete changes. They piled in on optimism. By the time any actual crypto legislation, the news, comes through, like the Clarity Act or new SEC rules, a lot of the gains could already be on the table. We saw it play out exactly like that. The anticipation alone was enough to ignite XRP's price. It's also possible XRP's rally fed on itself. Once the price started shooting up, it likely triggered FOMO, fear of missing out, across the board. More and more people jumped in. Charts turned bullish. Technical traders saw a breakout, like that falling wedge pattern XRP was in, a pattern that often signals a coming upward break. And voila, we had a full-blown rally with hardly any news justification. In hindsight, it makes sense. Markets are driven by sentiment and momentum as much as by fundamentals or laws. So, here we are now, in the final stretch of 2025. XRP's price has been cooling its jets for months after that July peak. On the charts, it's still in that bullish wedge, coiling up like a spring, but each monthly high has been a little lower than the last. Sentiment, kind of lukewarm, maybe even pessimistic. Many people are still thinking, no point in expecting anything until those politicians in Washington sort things out. And hey, I'll be honest, a part of me felt the same way not too long ago. I was this close to tuning out on XRP news for a while, focusing on other things until there was some regulatory progress. But then I stumbled on market commentator Rector's post. This guy basically slapped me, and others, with a dose of reality. He highlighted that enormous 650% XRP swing without any laws and warned how dangerous it is for analysts to tell folks to just leave the market until clarity comes. In his words, you will be left behind or just have much smaller bags if you do that. And he's absolutely right. If I had fully checked out last year waiting for a law to pass, I would have missed one of the biggest XRP rallies of my life. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all the money you invest. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Staying prepared for the next wave. So, what's my game plan now? Well, lesson learned. I'm not going to sit on the sidelines and wait for some bill to pass to get my ducks in a row. If another XRP price surge could happen before the Clarity Act, or any big regulation goes through, then I want to be ready right now. That means two things: staying engaged and being prepared. Staying engaged is straightforward. I keep up with news, I talk with fellow investors. Shout out again to our Discord community, which has been an amazing place to swap insights and stay motivated. Sure, we have some fun with memes and the occasional when moon joke, but we also share real research and keep each other sharp. Basically, I'm not tuning out the noise. I'm filtering it and using it. Being prepared is where the real action is, though. It's like prepping for a storm you know could hit at any time, even if the weatherman says 20% chance. Let's talk about a few concrete steps I've taken to make sure that if or when XRP decides to rip again, I won't be scrambling. Multiple exchanges, plan A, B, and C. First up, exchanges. One big lesson in crypto is never put all your eggs in one basket, especially not an exchange basket. If you've been around a while, you've seen exchanges get overloaded or even go down during huge volatility spikes. The last thing you want is your only exchange freezing up just when you need to make a move. That's why I maintain accounts on several different exchanges. Think of it as having multiple doorways to the market. If one gets jammed, I can slip out another. I went through the whole 9 yards, signing up, doing KYC verification, and even making test trades or withdrawals on platforms like Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and BitGet, among others. I want to know each one is ready to roll. It's not exactly fun doing all that paperwork and security steps, but it pays off massively in peace of mind. If Exchange A has a meltdown or suddenly suspends XRP trading, it's happened before on some platforms. I've got Exchange B and C ready. This is my personal plan A. Plan B. Plan C strategy. By the way, all the sign-up links for the exchanges I use are listed on my website, which is linked in the description below. Those are affiliate links, meaning if you use them, it helps support this channel at no extra cost to you. And I always appreciate that support. But, affiliate or not, feel free to use any reliable exchanges you prefer. Just make sure you have at least a couple of options set up and tested before you actually need them. Since we're on the topic of exchanges, I have to mention a pretty awesome limited time offer I've partnered on, because who doesn't love some bonus crypto? This one's with Kraken, a very solid exchange I've used for years. Kraken reached out with a deal specifically for our community. If you sign up with my link, again, it's on the website and in the description, and trade $100 or more of any crypto, except stablecoins, within 30 days of opening your account, Kraken will reward you with $25 worth of XRP. Yes, $25 in XRP just plops into your account as a thank you. That's free XRP you can hodl or trade or do whatever with. The offer won't be around forever, so it's one of those sooner rather than later things if you're interested. Full details and terms are on Kraken's site. I've linked those in the description too, just so you know exactly how it works. And to be totally clear, this is done through an affiliate link, which means using it also supports the channel. Win-win. You get some free crypto and another exchange option. I get to keep creating content like this thanks to your support. Now, getting your exchange arsenal set is one thing. But what about growing your crypto stack while we all wait for that next big price move? You know me, I'm always looking out for ways to earn passive income, or at least make my crypto work for me in the meantime. Exploring Unity nodes for passive crypto. One new avenue I've been exploring is something called Unity nodes. If you've watched the channel lately, you might have heard me talk about this. Unity nodes is a project spearheaded by World Mobile and the Minutes Network, and it's pretty unique. Essentially, it lets regular folks like you and me become part of a decentralized mobile network and earn crypto for doing so. Think of it like turning spare smartphones or devices into mini crypto earning nodes on a network, kind of like mining or staking, but with a telecom twist. Here's how it works in a nutshell. You purchase a Unity node license, basically a software license granting you the right to run nodes on their network. In my case, I bought one license that actually allows up to 200 devices, or nodes, under it. Now, I'm not going crazy all at once. I've started with a small test, running about 10 phones to see how the system performs and what the earnings look like. If it goes well, I'll scale up over time. The exciting part is that the rewards you earn from Unity nodes can be paid out in various cryptocurrencies. I can even choose to be paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and XRP. So, while I'm sleeping or doing other things, those little devices could be stacking sats and 𝗗𝗄 and Lovelaces and drops. That's XRP units for me. Passive income, baby. Now, I want to stress, this isn't me saying everyone go do this now. Unity nodes is a relatively new concept and, like anything in crypto, it carries risk and no guaranteed returns. I'm treating it as an experiment, a promising one, but an experiment nonetheless. Always do your own research before jumping into any project. What I can say is, it's got people talking because it's bridging telecommunications with crypto rewards in a novel way. And personally, I find it pretty cool that I could potentially earn more crypto by helping expand a network. If you're curious about the technical stuff or the potential returns, I'll put a link in the description to their light paper and a rewards calculator. Take a look at those if you want to geek out on the details like I did. For me, Unity nodes is about diversification, another way to grow my holdings passively, completely separate from price speculation or trading. And who knows, a year from now, maybe I'll do a full video on how that Unity experiment played out. For now, I'm cautiously optimistic and will keep you posted. One more thing. If it sounds intriguing, feel free to check out that link and learn more. Knowledge is power. Secure your crypto, hardware, wallets. All right, so we've covered being ready to trade with exchange backups and even one way I'm earning crypto on the side, Unity. But none of that matters if you don't secure the bag, literally. We need to talk security for a second because it's the unsexy part of crypto that too many people overlook until it's too late. We need to talk security for a second because it's the unsexy part of crypto that too many people overlook until it's too late. If you've got XRP or any crypto and you're excited about its future, the worst thing would be to finally see it moon and then lose access to it. It's happened to folks through hacks, scams, exchange failures, you name it. The rule I live by is not your keys, not your coins. That means if you leave your crypto on an exchange or online platform, you're effectively trusting someone else to hold it for you. And sometimes that trust gets broken. I'm not trying to spread fear, but we have to be real. Even top exchanges have been hacked, and some have outright collapsed, taking user funds with them. I sleep much better at night knowing that the bulk of my crypto, especially my long-term XRP stash, is sitting safely in a hardware wallet that I control. For me, that hardware wallet is a ledger. It's a little device that stores my private keys offline, away from internet bad guys. If you don't have a hardware wallet, seriously consider investing in one. It's like buying a quality safe for your valuables. And here's a pro tip. Always purchase hardware wallets directly from the manufacturer. There are scammers out there who sell fake or tampered devices on third-party sites, which can lead to disaster. Buying direct ensures you get a genuine, secure product. I have a link on my website that takes you straight to Ledger's official store. It's in the description. Yes, that is an affiliate link, so if you use it, you're supporting the channel, which I greatly appreciate. But more importantly, it gets you to the real Ledger site. Whether you use my link or go search up Ledger on your own, just avoid buying from random sellers. Using a hardware wallet might sound intimidating if you're new to it, but it's pretty user-friendly these days. And the peace of mind is priceless. I like knowing that no matter what happens on the exchanges or in the market, my coins are in my own vault. If tomorrow XRP shot to the moon, I wouldn't be panicking about an exchange locking withdrawals because I hold my keys. And on the flip side, if something bad happened, say an exchange goes under, I'm not stuck in that blast radius either. Security isn't flashy, but man, is it important. Investing in knowledge, cheeky crypto school. The last piece of my preparation puzzle isn't about hardware or accounts, it's about knowledge. One thing I've learned over the years is that the crypto space rewards those who keep learning and adapting. The more you know, the better you can navigate the twists and turns, whether that's understanding market cycles, mastering technical analysis, or managing your portfolio smartly during crazy times. Some of you already know this, but for those who don't, I run an educational platform called Cheeky Crypto School. You can find it at cheekyschool.com, link in the description. I started it because I realized a lot of folks FOMO into crypto without a game plan, and I wanted to share the strategies and risk management techniques that have helped me. We've got courses on trading, portfolio management, risk management, and more. Basically, it's about giving you the tools to be confident in your own decisions. I won't go on and on about it, but I do want to mention that if you're interested, you can use the code YT500FF to get a 50% discount on any course as a little thank you for being part of this YouTube community. The link and details for that are in the description as well. I truly believe that investing in yourself is one of the best investments you can make. Markets will do what they do. Sometimes we'll get that 650% rally out of nowhere. Other times we'll be stuck in the doldrums or facing a crash. The constant through all that is how well prepared you are to react, adapt, and make decisions that fit your goals. The more knowledge and skills you have, the more prepared you'll be, no matter what the market throws at you. The bottom line for XRP holders. So, circling back to the big question, do we really need the Clarity Act to see XRP take off again? After all this digging, my answer is no, not necessarily. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see clear regulations. A solid legal framework could open the floodgates for big institutional money and make the crypto space safer from random crackdowns. If and when the Clarity Act or any sane crypto law passes, it could indeed spark a rally or at least sustain one. But the key insight is the market can move on anticipation and sentiment alone, well before any ink dries on new laws. XRP's story from 2024 into 2025 proved that. It was a preview of what excitement and speculation can do. And guess what? Human nature hasn't changed. People will still buy the rumor and try to get ahead of the crowd. In fact, as we inch closer to things like potential ETF approvals or any hint that the Clarity Act might progress, I wouldn't be surprised to see XRP start climbing in advance, almost like a pre-celebration. By the time the actual law passes, if it passes, a chunk of the gains might have already happened. For us, XRP holders, the takeaway is this: don't lose sight of the bigger picture. If you believe in XRP's long-term role in finance, like its mission to revolutionize cross-border payments and work with banks, then that belief shouldn't hinge solely on short-term regulatory timing. Yes, regulations will help, but innovation and adoption are still happening regardless. Ripple, the company, is forging partnerships, other countries are clarifying rules, and the tech keeps improving. All that groundwork doesn't stop just because the United States is slow to pass a law. I know it's tempting to try to time the market around big events, to say, I'll buy back in when the law is passed, or I'll get excited when X or Y happens. But, as the saying goes, time in the market beats timing the market. I'd hate to see fellow crypto enthusiasts miss out, because they were waiting for the perfect headline that, in reality, might come only after the real price action is done. So, I'm staying positioned, I'm staying prepared, and I'm staying vigilant. I have my XRP, I have my plan, as you heard, multiple exchanges, secure storage, some passive income experiments, and continuous learning. Whatever happens, whether we wake up to an XRP surge next month or we grind sideways until a law passes, I feel ready, and I want you to feel ready too. If nothing else, let this story serve as a reminder. In crypto, things can change on a dime. News can break, sentiment can flip, and suddenly the impossible becomes reality. 650% without any new laws. It happened once, it could happen again. And if it does, I'll see you on the moon. Because I'm not getting left behind. Thanks for sticking with me through this exploration. If you found this journey insightful, consider hitting that subscribe button so you won't miss the next story. There's always something new, or something old we all missed, to discover in crypto, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. See you in the next one.